AITA for getting a restraining order against my ex-girlfriend and then enforcing it, causing her problems. I, 28M, am currently taking care of my 3 younger siblings, 12M, 12F, 16F since my sister 16F was born. Our parents are nowhere to be found. I don't know if they are in the same state or even in America at the moment, dead or alive, and I don't really care. I don't know what happened, but when my first sibling was born, everything was passed on to me, and the same with my other siblings as soon as they were born as well. Long story short, and to give a basic description, I am mom and dad to my siblings. I have taken care of them all of their lives. They know I'm their brother but sometimes slip up and call me dad. Our home became completely toxic, and when I turned 18 I moved out into a small 2-bedroom apartment and took my siblings with me. I worked myself to the bone with taking care of my siblings, working in school. It took me longer than I would like to admit, but I finished school and got a good job. I eventually saved up enough and bought a house for me and my siblings 4 years ago. I took the legal steps after I got my house, and my siblings are now legally in my custody. I did get in a bit of trouble from the social worker because I never reported anything, but all legal matter have now been settled. The reason for me posting here: a couple of months ago, like 4 or 5 I think, I broke up with my then girlfriend of 1 year. My little sister got her period, and I helped her through her first period. She got cleaned up, and then I explaining everything in detail to her. My now ex completely blew up on me and called me a pig, creep, pedo, and a bunch of other things. My sister 12F just ran out of the living room and locked herself in her room. I told my ex to leave my house. It took me almost the full day to get my sister to talk to me, and she only did after my other sister 16F came home from a sleepover for her to talk to me. My sister 16F helped a lot by also explaining that I did nothing wrong. She even told my sister 12F that I helped her through her first period and that she is lucky because she now has 2 people to help her. Me and her, 16F. My ex did come back to my house, but I told her we were done and kicked her out again. The problem was that she started to follow us around, stalking us. Every store I went into, she all of a sudden was there. If we went to the park, she was at the park. I did block her and made sure that she was blocked on all of my siblings' phones as well, but we did start to receive phone calls and messages from other numbers that was clearly her trying to excuse her actions with a sob story. This went on for a month until she tried to sign my little brother and sister out of school one morning after I dropped them off with a fake permission letter. Luckily, the receptionist called me, and I was able to stop her from signing my siblings out of school. That is when I filed for the restraining order. I got all the evidence, photos, messages, calls, everything, and we got the restraining order. Me or my siblings running into her at places dropped considerably. She has violated the restraining order a couple of times since then, and when I went to the police they told me they couldn't do much as it can't be proven that she is doing it deliberately, and when we run into her she doesn't stop us, she just continues on her way or leave wherever we are at. I don't know how she knows where we are all the time, but I have seen her multiple times, even when I change my schedule for when I do things. Change the stores where I buy groceries, shopping, everything. Recently the house next to mine got put on the market for rent, and just who want to rent it. I noticed her showing up to the house with a real estate agent to look at the house. She came up to me with a smile and said, "I guess we will be neighbors from now on." I went into the house and showed the real estate agent the restraining order and then called the police. This time they took me seriously and my ex was arrested. My ex lost the house as the company is refusing her business, and the agent has given a statement to the police that my ex has asked specifically to rent the house next to mine. My ex was arrested but not imprisoned and only had to pay a fine. I am now receiving a bunch of calls and messages calling me an asshole for destroying my ex's life. She is being evicted from her apartment, same rental company. She might lose her job as she can't find a place to stay within her budget, and possibly has to move back in with her parents living in a different state. Her own sister and friends are refusing to help her. Don't really know why they don't want to help her, but I don't see that as my problem as long as my siblings are safe. Some of my own friend are calling me an asshole because me enforced the restraining order and causing my ex unnecessary problems, as she is really no threat to me and I am now being vindictive. Edit. I appreciate everyone telling me about an old post made by my ex. Yes, that is about me and my situation. I wasn't aware she posted and not really happy that she did, but I can't do anything about that now. She was a lovely woman when I got to know her, and when we started dating, she got along with my siblings until the morning she blew up at me for trying to help my sister with her first period. I don't know if she was acting or what happened, but she completely flipped after that. I also now know why her sister and some of her friends are refusing to help her out. That is her own doing the same with the situation she is finding herself in. Regarding her post, I will never take her back. That will not happen. My siblings are my priority. She is deranged if she thinks that I will ever take her back or even consider it. Regarding some of my friends that are saying I'm taking things too far and being vindictive, I didn't mention it in my post and didn't really want to make it a gender issue, but the friends who are saying I'm going too far being vindictive and that she is no real threat are also women. I will have a conversation with them and explain everything in detail to them again. If they still don't agree with my actions, I will cut them off. The only reason I'm giving this chance to them is because they have helped a lot with my siblings, especially my sisters when I came to advice.